Did you always know you had an entrepreneurial bug inside of you? Like what? Obviously, you said you wanted to get outside of the public sector, but did you always know you had something you always wanted to get into entrepreneurship?
It's funny, the two things, well, there were three things I thought I would do. Own my own company, run for office, and teaching at some level. And my parents, so my parents owned a small grocery store growing up. And then my entire family worked there. My parents, my grandfather, my aunt. I mean, from the time my sisters and I were in third grade, we were doing whatever we could do in third grade, stocking the shelves that were the lower shelves in the store, or, and by sixth grade, we were running the cash registers. And I do remember one day I said to my dad, because when you're a kid, you don't understand everything. And there were other employees there. And I said, well, Dad, who owns the store? Because I was intrigued with this idea of who the owner was. He said, well, who do you think? And I named every employee he had, right? Like, is it Irma? Is it Jen? Is it, And then finally he's like, no, it's me, And it was like, oh, that's really cool. You own it, like you're the boss. And so I actually did kind of have an entrepreneurial bug although it was kind of crazy because I saw the hours my dad worked. I mean, being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you don't have to work a lot. It's the opposite. I didn't quite catch on to that, later in life when I wanted to start my own company. But I did think that was a path. And actually, when I launched SDS, I had to make a decision because I had really thought that at some point, the way I would make a difference in poverty was running for office. And I needed to make a decision. Is that the path I want to go, or do I want to start my company? This is 2001. And I knew that if I was going to start a company, it had to be all in. It was going to be, and that's the path. I sort of thought if I could get this platform of impact funds off the ground, I could help more people stuck in poverty than if I became a politician. I don't know if that is correct or not, but that was the decision I made at the time, that these types of impact funds are needed in the United States of America. We need more tools than just government and just nonprofits. We need to get the private sector. And so I did think that, if I can be part of making this sector of investing happen, because it barely existed in 2001. We had done a few funds in LA, but it was in its infancy. So that was the decision I made, kind of pivoted and said, I'm not going to really, I teach sometimes. I get invited to teach at a class or something at UCLA, and that's good enough for that ambition I had. And I straddle the public policy arena. I work with a lot of politicians and here locally on advisory and kind of helping with, how to attack poverty and what tools are needed. So I'm still sort of doing the three things I wanted to, but heavily into the entrepreneur side, obviously.